Due to the insanity of 2020, people who have never had a desire to shoot a gun, much less own one, now own one or even multiple guns. And I don't blame them. As a matter of fact, I applaud them. Just make sure you take the time to learn gun safety and get some training. That being said, there are some of you out there who haven't bought a gun. And I'm here to tell you this is a mistake. And unless you're a psycho or can't legally own a gun, here are 5 reasons you should buy a gun before the 2020 elections. Reason number 1, Trump might win. To a lot of people on both sides, the 2020 election is not right versus left, but good versus evil, depending on what side you're on. And because of this, and from what we've seen over the last year, there's a good chance that there will be violence and civil unrest if Trump wins. But there are groups of people who truly believe Trump is a fascist and will be in power forever, and the world will come to an end if we don't vote him out of office in 2020. And if he does win, then they have to do it through violence. The same way, there are some people who think Trump is the second coming of Jesus, and that if he doesn't win, then we must start the Christian crusades again. And this is coming from somebody who's a self-described Christian. Considering all of this, it only makes sense that you have a gun to protect you and your family in the event things do get really bad and the police can't come and help you, as we've seen in a lot of our major cities who have been dealing with violent riots months on end. Reason number 2 why you should buy a gun before the elections is Biden might win. If Biden wins, the price of guns are going to skyrocket overnight. And because everyone will be trying to buy guns at one time, the supply of guns will dry up just as fast. Some people don't like hearing this, but Biden is anti-gun. He just doesn't come out right and say it. He dances around it the same way a lot of you all dance around your political beliefs when you're around certain people in order to keep the peace. If you hide your true beliefs on a social level just to keep the peace, what makes you think Biden won't hide his true feelings about the Second Amendment to attain the highest position in the world? Among other things, Biden wants to reinstate the assault weapons ban. Many people hope that if Biden wins and tries to reinstate the assault weapons ban, there will be a grandfather clause that lets you keep whatever gun you own before the ban passes. Whether this is true or not is irrelevant, because people will flock to the gun store and buy any and every gun they can get their hands on in hopes that any future assault weapon ban will include a grandfather clause. If you wait until after the election to buy a gun, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg for that gun, or you won't be able to find any guns to buy, or if you do, it's going to be a gun you don't really want. Reason number 3 why you should get a gun before the 2020 elections? The Democrats might take the Senate. Again, many people don't like when I say this, but the most anti-Second Amendment political party in America is the Democrat Party. This is not me playing politics or being biased. That's just facts. No political party pushes gun control like the Democrat Party. Currently, the Democrats have a majority in the House and the Republicans have a majority in the Senate. Make no mistake, the Senate can easily be flipped after the 2020 elections. If the Democrats gain majority in the Senate and keep their majority in the House, guess which super anti-gun party is going to be in the best position to pass all the gun control laws they've been trying to pass for decades? There is a very high chance that they will vote to get rid of the filibuster rule. This means that they would only need a simple majority to pass pretty much whatever gun control law they want. To get a real-world example of what your Second Amendment rights will look like if the Democrats take the House and the Senate, look no further than California gun laws, where the Democrats have complete control over the California government and barely anyone can get a concealed carry permit. There's a tax on ammo, a 10-day waiting period to get a gun, and a list of only 500 some odd guns you're allowed to buy, and I can keep going. So if I were you, I would buy a gun now, so you have more guns to select from at a price much lower than what it will be if the Senate flips, and before it becomes a gun you can no longer own. Reason number 4 why you should buy a gun before the 2020 elections: because you lived during 2020. On December 31st, 2019, while everyone was making New Year's resolutions, 2020 was waiting in the depths of hell, ready to wreak complete and utter havoc on the world. It was like on January 1st, 2020, God flipped a switch and said, "Release the bull." Seemingly overnight, the world was in a tailspin. If there was one thing we've all learned from 2020, is that your world literally can be turned upside down in a blink of an eye. Knowing this alone should be more than enough to motivate you to get out and buy a gun, learn to use it safely and competently. Because if you keep waiting and putting it off and wait until you really need it, it'll likely be too late. And the last reason why you should buy a gun before the 2020 elections, it's your responsibility. It is your responsibility to keep yourself and the people that you love safe to the best of your ability. Therefore, it is your responsibility to have the best tool to keep you and your loved ones safe. And that tool is a gun. I get it. You're ideologically opposed to guns. But if I'm going to be real with you, nobody gives a shit. Protect your damn family. We live in a crazy world with dangerous people who also don't give a shit about your desire for common sense gun laws. Common sense says criminals have guns, so I should too. The government has guns, so I should too. So yes, you should go out and buy a gun before the elections because it's your responsibility. Besides, there are 400 million guns in this country. Do you really want to be the only person without a gun? You'd be stupid not to buy one. But like I said before, just make sure you learn gun safety and get some training. I'm sure the YouTube algorithm is going to do a phenomenal job of suppressing this message. So please share this video with as many people as you can so we can beat the algorithm and get our two-way message out to the masses. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment and hit the bell and subscribe button. If you're looking for where to purchase your Defund Gun Control shirts, hats, and drinkware, there's a link in the description section of this video.